Alright, so in this video, we are going to talk about the distributive property, but first what we're going to do is there are two warm-up questions just to kind of get you going, review the stuff from the last video or last class. Both of them, you're just going to go ahead and simplify the like terms. Okay, so just start with number one, take a second, I'll pause the video so you can put your answer, I'll work through it, and then we'll go to the second question. Okay, so I'll pause it so you can work through the first question. Alright, so as you know, I love my colors, right? So I like to color code my like terms. Blue probably would not be the best color to use on the blue. So I'm going to highlight all of my X's, my Y's, and then lastly all of my constants. So then I like to rewrite them so that my like terms are next to each other. So 6xy minus 2xy minus 4x minus x plus 2y plus 3y plus 7 plus 1. And when I rewrite them, I like to, as I'm going sometimes, cross them off to make sure that I have all of my terms there or after. So 6xy minus 2xy minus 4x minus x plus 2y plus 3y plus 7 and plus 1. Just make sure that we didn't miss anything, right? So now we're going to go ahead and simplify, right? So we're looking at our xy terms, and we're just going to think 6 minus 2 leaves us with 4xy. Here, negative 4 minus 1 gives us negative 5x. 2 plus 3 gives us a positive 5y. And lastly, 7 plus 1 just gives us a positive 8. So hopefully that is what you got as well. So now take a second to go ahead and try this second question. Alright, so this is a question that I saw a lot of students struggle with on the math space. I don't know if just having variables that are not x's can throw you guys off sometimes, so that's why I put this one on here. So we will go ahead and identify our like terms, all these m squareds, and then the m terms. So now we need to rewrite. So we have negative 10 m squared plus 19 m squared plus 7 m squared plus 9m minus 11m. So we have all of our terms there. And so now we have negative 10 plus 19 plus 7 is going to leave us with 16 m squared. 9 minus 11 gives us minus 2m. Okay? So that's a little recap on like terms. So now we're going to actually start talking about the distributive property. So this is the fancy way of writing it. And so the distributive property, what you do is if you have a number on the outside of your parentheses, you have to distribute that to all the terms on the inside using multiplication, right? Because parentheses we always associate with multiplication. So when we distribute, we do a times b to give us ab, and then a times c. And you can also distribute from the back, right? So it doesn't matter. It's just whatever number is touching those parentheses. Okay, that's key. They have to be touching. Right, I'm going to go through some examples, and there's going to be other terms there, and I wouldn't want you guys to distribute like more than you need to or distribute the wrong things, okay? So I am going to go through some examples, and then it'll be your turn. So again, I love my colors, right? So when I distribute, I'm always going to do my arrows. We need to distribute the 3 to the x and to the 1. So we have 3 times x plus 3 times 1. 3 times x is just 3x, and 3 times 1 is just 3. So that is our answer. Also, you don't have to show this step right here. I'm just writing it out so it's like extra clear where everything is coming from for right now, okay? Next example, we need to distribute this 4. So we distribute it, we have 4 times 2x plus 4 times 7. This is going to give us 8x plus 28. These are pretty quick since it's just like a one-step distribution. Up next, we're making it a little more complicated. We have a few more extra terms. So right here, I'm going to make this a question. What are we going to distribute to this set of parentheses? Hopefully you said that it's -2. It's really important that negative sign stays with the 2, right? So -2 times 1 gives us -2. -2 times -x. The coefficient is really a 1 right there, right? When you can't see it, it's really a 1. So -2 times -1 is going to give us a positive 2x plus 6x plus 2. We're going to identify our like terms. We have our x's, and then we have our constants. So 2 plus 6 gives us 8x. -2 plus 2 actually gives us 0. So no need to write plus 0. That's redundant, so our answer is just 8x. Right. So for this next one, what we're going to distribute is this 7. So we distribute the 7, bring that 2x down. Okay. And again, we're just going to simplify. So we have our x's, and then we only have that one constant, so 2 minus 7 gives us -5x minus 7. Okay. This next example, we have a double distributing, right? We have 2 steps to do. So this first one, there's 2 ways you can kind of go about this first set of parentheses. So you could simplify inside, since they're both constants, they're both like terms. You could just do 1 plus 3, so you'd have -2x times 4, right? So that's one way to solve it. Plus, when we distribute the 1, we just get x minus 4. When you simplify that, you get -8x plus x minus 4, and that's going to simplify to -7x minus 4. Or what you can do, if you just want to distribute the 2x to everything inside of these parentheses, instead of simplifying first, that's also okay. So you can do -2x minus 6x. Same, we distribute that 1, we get plus x minus 4. We have these 3 like terms. So -2 minus 6 gives us -8, plus 1 gives us -7x minus 4. So as you can see, you get the same answer. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Typically, I tend to do it the second way and just distribute everything, because that's always like my first move usually, but whatever works for you. Okay, so this last example, and then it is your turn. What are we going to distribute? My first question, what are we going to distribute in this first set of parentheses? Alright, hopefully you said 3, okay? We distribute the 3. What about in this second set of parentheses, what are we going to distribute? Good, so we got -6. So, when we distribute the 3, we get 3x plus 12. When we distribute the -6, we get minus 6x plus 12. We need to identify our like terms. So 3 minus 6 leaves us with -3x. 12 plus 12 gives us a plus 24. Okay? So, now it's going to be your turn. And I know this looks like a lot, but it's not, I promise. I'm going to like pause and make sure you get each question in. So, I want you to take a second and go ahead and solve this first problem. Simplify it. is the right answer. You're not really solving, you're just cleaning it up. Alright, so when you solve this one, we distribute our 4, so we just get 4 plus 4x. Okay? Alright, I want you to try the second one now. Alright, we distribute our 3, we get negative 3x plus 12. Super straightforward, right? There's no extra steps to these. Now we're going to take it up a notch. Before you get started, something that I want to discuss is, so remember when we had, it was like 2 minus x, and we know the variable, or the coefficient in front of this x, when you can't see it, is really a 1, right? So it's a minus 1x. The same thing is happening here. This is really a negative 1 that's on the outside and touching those parentheses. So that is what's going to be distributed. Okay, so take a second and work on that one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and distribute our negative 1. So that gives us a minus 3x minus 7. 2 minus 3 leaves us with a negative 1x. You can write the 1 out front if you want, whatever. You don't have to have it. And then minus the 7. Okay, so take a second and work on this next one. Alright, we distribute our 2, so we get 2x minus 20 minus x plus 5. Identify our like terms. Something I've noticed a lot of students do is when they go to distribute is they don't distribute to both terms. So a lot of people for this example just stopped at the negative 20 because that's what's closest to the 2, right? That negative 10. But you have to distribute to everything that's inside. What you do to one term, you have to do to the other. Okay, so 2x minus x leaves us with x. Negative 20 plus 5 leaves us with negative 15. Okay. Alright. One more example, and then I'm going to kind of walk through the last one. So, this one, we have double distributing. Nothing too crazy, right? It's just we're just going to distribute into 2 different sets of parentheses. We've done this before. So, we distribute the 3 to this first set. We have 3 minus 3x. We distribute that negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 1 gives us a positive 2. Negative 2 times x gives us a minus 2x. We have our like terms. Negative 3 minus 2 gives us negative 5x. 3 plus 2 gives us a positive 5. Okay. This last one is going to take us, what we need to do is we need to think back to order of operations, right? So the first thing that we do are our groups, or our parentheses. So we're going to work inside of this set of parentheses first. So what we need to do is we need to distribute this 2 so we can start cleaning things up on the inside. So we're going to carry down that 4 on the outside. It's J chillin'. We're going to get to that in a second. We distribute the 2, we get 2x minus 2. Bring down that plus 2 from above. We can clean this up, right? Negative 2 plus 2, that actually just goes to 0, right? So we're left with 4 times 2x, which just gives us 8x. Okay, there is a question like this on the math space, so that's why I did want to make sure that you saw this example. Okay, so that is it for distributing. I do want to just kind of go over when things are due. So there was a like terms video posted on Edpuzzle and MathSpace. I want that to be turned in by this upcoming Wednesday, the 30th, if possible. Same thing with this video and the MathSpace related to distribution. So if you go on MathSpace, you'll see the one from W2. You don't have to worry about that. I'm going to put your initials, Wilmer, at the beginning. So all of the assignments are going to be WLT, and then it'll have the name. So like Unit 1, like terms. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. So this will be the general format for those math spaces. If possible, I would like all this stuff done by this Wednesday, just so you don't have a ton of work the rest of the week, but I understand. If you need more time, just let me know. Because I put out a review video for the unit, and there's going to be a review go formative. The video is posted. That needs to be turned in by Friday, along with the go formative. I will post that on Wednesday. And then there's going to be a Unit 1 assessment that would be taking place in class on Friday. So you'll have until the following Wednesday to do it. Okay, so when I get more information on that, I will let you know. But this is just kind of a looking ahead type thing of when everything is due. As always, if you have questions, let me know.